better to buy someone out than try to build it yourself, like
Mr. Benny Huff. Salesforce just bought, guess who? Finn. Now, if you don't know who Finn is, Intercom. They bought Intercom for $3.6 billion. They bought qualified Intercom competitor. So they already bought a little chat bot there.
Ooh.
But what it really just proves is Agentforce, who was supposed to be their Intercom, their qualified, it was just a complete joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, clearly, because they had to buy everyone else out.
Or, so Benny demos Agentforce. It's all over Dreamforce. He gets everyone excited. Bloomberg is the one that blew the whistle. Not being fake, but like it wasn't as built out as he said it was and had not launched, right? So he made a lot of false promises. Now he's feeling the pressure to deliver on this thing. They can't build Agentforce fast enough. So now he purchases Intercom and Intercom's technology to deliver that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally probably what happened. It's not even like a theory. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Oh gosh, yeah. Again, why build when you can buy? You know.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Vector, the tool that makes sure you're getting your ads in front of your exact buyers, people that are actually going to your website, clicking on your ads, all so you can sell more stuff. Go check them out at vector.co.
Reporting live from New York City, Notorious B.D.B.
And Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that one too. You're here.
Episode number 66. 66. Although it kind of sounds pathetic because we talked to someone yesterday who has recorded 165 episodes.
Yeah, but these are deep though. These are deep episodes.
These are deep.
Deep.
These are deep. And speaking of deep, the ruthless prioritization. We wanted to go deeper, not necessarily wider. And we liked how the docket was like nice and like snappy last week. And that's how we want to do it. So we've just been like, cut.
Yeah. So let us know if you don't like it or love it or probably won't say anything, but that's all right. That's cool too.
Let us know. All right. What do we have? We actually have urgent all hands this week.
We do.
Urgent all hands.
Talk of the town.
Ooh, what's happening?
So Fable, terrible name, obviously. Worst name I've ever heard.
Wow.
I mean, what are we on about here?
Coming out with the shade.
I mean, Claudie, come on. Well, I guess it goes with the name, Claude, Fable. It's like old school. Whatever. Fable, released last week, has been banned.
Oh boy.
Capital B, banned. In the US, at least.
Yes.
Very interesting. I guess it was reported that the US government has actually banned it. So that's, you know what? That's just really interesting to me because that's not good, right? That's not a good start.
So the funny thing is, usually, so I saw all the hype around it, like, oh, Fable's released, it's going to change the game, blah, 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 blah. The way I found out that it was banned was one, I get this AI newsletter thing and it was in there, but it was Anthropic themselves saying, hey, yeah, we had to kill this. I think it's worth it to read a little bit of the statement because the US did place a ban on it, but Anthropic was like, there's no way to do this other than going full ban, just so no stragglers were there. So statement on US government directive to suspend access to Fable 5 and it's Mythos or Mythos?
Mythos. I like that one better than Fable, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, I'm in the romantasy, fantasy genre of books and stuff too, so I get it. But it's a little bit nerdy. No, just the names, the way they name stuff, it's very...
I thought they were doing great up until Fable. Yeah.
Okay. So on Anthropic's website, June 12th, it says the US government, citing national security authorities, has issued an export control directive to suspend all access to Fable 5 and Mythos. This is a flan situation by any foreign national, whether inside or outside the US. So they don't want foreign nationals having access.
So
no matter where they are.
So I'm good. But do you count?
Listen, technically I'm a US citizen as of 2018.
Well, they don't say that though. They don't say US citizens are good.
But it says foreign national. I'm not a foreign national.
Vague. It's very vague. I'm just saying legally.
Legally, I'm not a foreign national. In my heart, that's a different issue, you know?
Yeah, it's just where you identify. That's the thing.
I don't know where I identify. I'm a citizen of the world. Okay.
You can do both. You can do all.
I can do it all. The net effect of this order is that we must abruptly disable both for all underline bolded our customers to ensure compliance. Access to all other models will not be affected. And so their basic whole approach is like, we can't tell if someone is inside, outside the country, foreign national or not. So nobody gets it then. So if some people can't, nobody gets it. But the way they're wording it is very corporate-y, like you can read between the lines, because they say the letter did not provide specific details of its national security concern. Our understanding is that the government believes it has become aware of a method of bypassing or, quote, jailbreaking Fable 5. We reviewed a demonstration of the specific technique being used to identify a small number of previously known minor vulnerabilities. They all appear relatively simple, and we have found that other publicly available models are able to discover them as well without requiring a bypass. So it's basically saying, we're good. Other ones also have this. We're kind of being singled out. That's how I'm reading between the lines. And then it says, Anthropic's posture with respect to Fable safeguards, as laid out in our launch blog post, is the following. We have instituted strong safeguards and greatly reduced the likelihood that it's going to be misused for tasks related to cybersecurity. In fact, our safeguards are so strong that many users have complained that they are overly broad. In the weeks leading up to the launch, Anthropic worked with the US government, the UK, AISI, multiple private third-party orgs and internal teams to red team Fable safeguards for thousands of hours in total. So their stance is, we have a super solid, like fail-safe model. We're kind of being maybe singled out. Other models from other companies are showing the same vulnerabilities, but we are going to respect what the government says and remove access to it for all our customers. So they're being very, hey, we're obliging because we have to, but our stance remains the same, that we don't think we are as unsafe as other models by other AI companies out there. So that's the true, quote, drama in this case.
It is interesting because Mythos, they did say we can't give it to the public. So they did. They kind of got ahead of it, right? Yes. They got ahead of it, like playing the game ahead of it, and then they still get cracked down on Fable, which is interesting. Fable.
And the funny thing is the shade they threw by saying they told us about this technique. Then someone did a demo of the technique. We were like, that's not anything crazy that other models don't have, but whatever. I guess if you think it's unsafe, we'll pull it. So it's kind of like that, the way, listen, I've had years of training in corporate talk, as have you. Mm-hmm. That's corporate talk right there. And what they're actually saying is we're prideful in our work. We did the safeguards. We followed the steps. You're making us do this thing, which is clearly a thing that everybody else is doing. It's like if I was Apollo and I was like, why did you ban me when there's like 100 other companies still on LinkedIn doing the same thing? We're just being singled out a little bit.
Well, if you've watched enough CSI type of shows, you do know there is always a lawyer that needs to make an example. So they always pick. So if you're a celebrity, even if you didn't do it, they're coming after you because they're going to make an example of you. You got to remember that. That's true. So Claude's on the up and up, right? We know we've seen this. I mean, ChatGPT could probably have been the same slap, but on the hand, but like they want to make an example here.
Okay.
I get it. Actually.
So they went after the biggest dog in the game right now.
Yeah. Now it could backfire. ChatGPT comes out with something, you don't do anything, and then stuff gets breached.
Yeah. I think also there's the other layer of it, which is a while ago we covered when Anthropic pulled out of the government contract, and they're like, oh, okay, we'll get you sometime, and they got him,
That's great. That's a fantastic point. That's probably the truth. That's probably what really happened.
We're petty like that, I mean
true.
Humanity.
100%.
Yeah. So 100%. Someone's got a chip and they're like, you know what? We'll keep a very close eye on you. That's it. Okay. Moving on to big prompt energy.
Big prompt energy.
Okay, I know that we didn't cover this, but SpaceX obviously went public. Elon became freaking trillionaire. It was everywhere. Is it urgent? I don't know. I feel like we all know this news because you're not coming here for news. You're coming here mainly for opinions on the news. We all know that, right? There's nothing much to say more about that. However, SpaceX now is going to acquire Cursor for $60 billion. Okay.
Cursor.
Now that's like coffee money for Elon at this rate, right? So basically acquiring the AI coding startup Cursor for $60 billion in an all stock transaction. That's a very important star asterisk there, right? The Cursor deal could bolster SpaceX efforts to compete with rivals like Anthropic and OpenAI, which offer popular coding tools. SpaceX expects the merger to close during the third quarter of this year, according to a filing. So basically, they entered into a formal agreement. They're going to buy it all basically stock based. It comes just days after Elon Musk's rocket maker debuted on the NASDAQ in the biggest initial public offering ever. Cursor built a popular AI coding tool that helps software developers generate, edit, and review code. And the company's experienced explosive growth since the founding in 2022. So shares of SpaceX gained roughly 16% on Tuesday, topping Amazon and Microsoft by market cap and making it the fourth most valuable company in the US.
It's pretty wild.
Wild.
I'm just doing a quick check because I'm so dumb. I just buy stock sometimes out of nowhere for no reason, like $1,000 here. Okay. I bought my SpaceX. So I'm just checking on it after the Cursor acquisition. And? I mean, it's up a little bit, but
up a little bit. Anyway, the transaction is subject to requisite regulatory approvals, the filing said. So it could be a minute.
Classic.
It could not, but that would be an insane combination. For those who are like, oh, I don't even know SpaceX had anything to do with AI. Obviously, Elon rolled up all his AI stuff under the SpaceX name. So everything is going under there. But this is really interesting because I think he initially wanted to compete in the coding part, but the best way to compete apparently is to just purchase, as we will find out with one of our friends. Better to buy someone out than try to build it yourself, like
Mr. Benny Huff. Salesforce just bought, guess who? Finn. Now, if you don't know who Finn is, Intercom. Finn is Intercom. It's a rebranding, but they bought Intercom, Finn, for $3.68 billion.
Billion has become the new million, where it's
quite annoying. Yeah.
Like, okay,
I mean, it's a lot.
Who doesn't have $1 billion? You know what I mean?
But the funny thing about this, now let's just be very clear here. They bought, what was it? They bought Qualified, the Intercom competitor, in I think it was December. So they already bought a little chat bot there.
Ooh.
Buy another. Intercom's a much bigger one. Bought it now. But what it really just proves is Agentforce, who was supposed to be their Intercom, their Qualified, it was just a complete joke.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, clearly, because they had to buy everyone else out.
Or, you listen to my theory?
Okay.
So Benny demos Agentforce. It's all over Dreamforce. He gets everyone excited. Bloomberg is the one that blew the whistle on it, basically not being fake, but like it wasn't as built out as he said it was and had not launched, right? So he made a lot of false promises. Now he's feeling the pressure to deliver on this thing. They can't build Agentforce fast enough. So now he purchases Intercom and Intercom's technology to deliver that quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally probably what happened. It's not even like a theory. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Again, why build when you can buy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and also just to be clear on the Qualified versus Intercom part, Intercom is technically more for support and like customer support. I believe Qualified was more on the sales side of it. So I think you're just getting both realms there. So I don't think it's like replacing that. It might just be both. But it's all going to turn into Agentforce.
I thought so. With Qualified was very similar to Drift, where it was like sales routing. You can also like offer content, stuff like that. How is Intercom different?
I think it's more on the customer support side. So I think they do sales too, but it's more like I'm thinking more of like those, if you're talking to like a chatbot that if you need support, that those bigger companies that need support on like one I tried to talk to recently was Credit Karma. I just had a question and I tried to talk to it. It probably uses Intercom, I'm assuming. So it's something like that where it's more customer support. You're already a customer, probably more on the PLG side. I think it does both though. I don't really know about Intercom that much. But to your point, Qualified's more on the sales side, more lead routing, that type of thing. So new business versus support.
I thought chatbots were dead because like LLMs are now in play. They're the hyper chatbots, right?
Well, I think LLMs go into the chatbot.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not dead because you still go to websites.
Yeah, I guess.
And you get specific questions answered within them.
Well, all right, Benny, if you can't admit you're wrong, then just spend $3.7 billion in buying something to make you right.
Sure.
Why not? That's how the rich do it.
It's just, yeah. I mean, it's just crazy.
Okay.
The M&A is wild this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's either that or it's just like a bunch of layoffs and then a bunch of purchases. Everyone's just like eating each other up. And the ones that aren't being eaten up are just getting eaten alive on their own. No profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now it's been a minute since we were at ATF Above the Fold in February, and we did a cold outreach segment, which honestly was one of my favorites. I thought that was so hilarious because there's so much bad outreach. Every time you think that they don't get more creative, they do, and something new pops up. And so we're going to do a couple of those today. Okay.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Run it.
All right.
Hey there. Jess Cook, head of marketing at Vector here. And anyone who listens to Tass and Tim on Notorious B2B is a friend of mine. So I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. Native targeting is filling your funnel with ghosts. Wouldn't you rather put your ad dollars toward, I don't know, people on your website, clicking your ads, researching your competitors? I know I would. Vector lets you build ad audiences from those exact people. Unlike native targeting, which gatekeeps that shit. Only letting you pick like some titles and industries and then just trusting them to show your ads to the right people. Boo. Okay. Rant over, go to vector.co and get your ad audiences right.
So the first one we got here is from Elliot Roazen.
Roaz. It's Roaz.
Wow, what a name. Imagine that. You were just
Roaz
with B2B branding. Okay, he says, got one of the worst cold emails I've ever received. Could only respond, what? LOL. Their response gives you everything you need to know about Artisan, AI SDR, etc. So the email goes, hi, Elliot. So sorry for this email. To be honest, we are testing a tool called artisan.co to automate campaigns. But as you can see, the emails are so bad. Sorry to have bothered you with this terrible AI written email. This just proves what I already knew. AI cannot write good emails. Anyway, if you ever need contact or company enrichment, feel free to contact us or try our tool.
I thought it was going to be like a person writing email service.
What do you mean?
Like they pitched it up. AI emails suck. They gave it up. Like I thought that I was in.
Yeah, you were like, I'm rooting for this person.
Until that last line. Like that does not match up there. Like where are we at here? Like what is that?
Yeah, like why are we talking about AI written email when we need company and contact enrichment?
What they should have did is like, hey, not Roazen, some other name. Oh, as you'll see, I had the wrong contact information.
Oh.
You need, not bad.
Maybe I should write one that's like, trust me, you're going to click on this button to convert and then say, just kidding. This is how we expect people to convert. Use me for landing pages. Does it work?
I think you should stick with landing pages.
Sure. Okay. Now, it was funny because our friend Adamola, if you don't follow him on LinkedIn, video guy, video connoisseur, it was his birthday earlier this week. And actually, I kind of loved his birthday post. But the hilarious thing is he wrote this birthday post and the whole video, I'm not going to read the entire post, but it was funny because Adamola's post here goes, I turned 34 today. 34 years ago, I was shitting my pants and crying on a daily basis. 26 years ago, I was shitting my pants because I was scared that Canada wouldn't be anything like the UK. 20 years ago, I was shitting my pants because I thought I'd get bullied in high school. And he goes on and on and on like this until right now I'm shitting my pants because I can't believe how amazing and wonderful life has been. So it was like a really funny post. And I was like, okay, this is an awesome birthday post. Okay. As usual, LinkedIn and B2B will ruin even your birthday for you. He sends in a text message that he got a bunch of cold outreach from people because it was his birthday. So the first one was this from some dude named James. Happy birthday, Ademola. Remember, you're not getting older, you're getting better. Is this a good time to chat about how I can help you generate warm, inbound, organic, qualified call requests from LinkedIn? Enjoy your special day.
Jeez.
The sign
Do you think it's because he posted it and someone saw that, or you know how like it has like LinkedIn has the notifications? Oh, it's this person's birthday. And like you'll get a bunch of you'll get the people that you only talk to on their birthday because be like happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday for the last 7 years.
Does LinkedIn do that? Like it's so and so's birthday today. Maybe I have those notifications off. But
I have them off too for other people, but for some reason mine gets shown to some people, and I'll get the same exact people every year that I don't know saying it. But do you think it's that or the post? If it's the post, it's more interesting.
I think it's both, and definitely the post like triggering some of that. But maybe some of it is, just the notifications like, all right, cool. This is an excuse for me to reach out to this person and immediately make an ask.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
Okay.
I wonder if there's a play here.
Oh.
So you got to keep going. But he did that guy did that. Now, Adam will post regularly. So he's got a lot of content to go off of. If you do that on every single post, hey, just saw you were in Canada today. You know, do you still need a data provider? Hey, just saw you were because where was you recently? The Philippines? No, Japan or something like that. Saw you in Japan recently. Yeah, Bangkok. Saw you in Bangkok recently. Never been there, but looks awesome. Do you need a data provider yet? Hope you have a great day. If he keeps playing this out, this guy who keeps playing this out, if you do it like 35 times, I think it would be so annoying that it becomes funny. And that's the icebreaker. I think it's one of those jokes that like is so bad that it becomes funny. I think there's an option there. There's a play.
Okay.
I might try that.
The problem is he'd probably get blocked after the second one.
Well, they just go to the other and you don't see it ever.
You don't see it at all. So then is it funny or are you just putting in a lot of effort over nothing?
Well, at that point, you gotta expand your channels, right? You gotta phone call, email.
Okay. What about if you aren't trying to sell him on something, but you're trying to use the connection, like this guy who says, yo man, what up? Hope you're doing well. For what it's worth, if you know any agencies looking for AI ops systems, I'm interested. Happy birthday, bruv.
Bruv is good because he knew he's from the UK.
Oh, personalization.
Unless the person's from the UK and they just use it already.
Oh, okay. That is pretty good.
No, it'd be better though if he did bruv.
Yeah. Bruv what?
Because he lives in Canada now.
Oh.
Good looking out, bruv. A.
Okay, what about this that I got? I don't even know. What about if you confuse someone with outreach? This is one I got. This guy says, hey, Tass, just in case we end up starting a podcast together, remember it all began here. And I was like, LOL, what? Question mark. And he goes, so was that funny or confusing? I'm like, 1,000% confusing. And then he never responded. But I've thought about this every day since. I'm like, what?
Well, he got you to respond, one.
Yeah.
And now he's playing the, like, I'll keep
hard
your
to get.
Arms reach away. Yeah, the hard to get, but then I'll pull you in. So he might come back in like 5 days, like, oh, sorry, I've been busy. Other podcast host possibilities. You still open for podcast hosting? Or like, something like just an Ibiza or something like that. I don't know.
I will say that is the exact kind of toxic behavior that I would probably respond to. That is just how when I used to be in the dating world, like those games, those would probably send me in a spiral. I'd be like, oh my God, does he like me? Does he not like me? Should I start a podcast? Should I not? Now he's making me want to start a podcast with him. Damn. We should do that. Work. Let's do that with sponsors. We'll just send them a thing and be like, hey, hey, we're looking for sponsorships. Not you though, just in general. So just FYI, just like leave.
I'm quite positive it doesn't work because there's just many times I haven't followed up with a prospect by accident and then they don't ever come back. They're gone. So it doesn't work.
Okay. What about, I've gotten a couple of these over the last week. There are people who would sell to me, but they are pretending pretending to be helpful. So I'll give you an example. One, I put out a post asking for recommendations for a CPA. I had a couple of people who I knew I was their ICP, and they're like, great, this is a great in for me to offer like help with the CPA and then ask for a catch up meeting. Shady, right? That's pretty slimy.
Well, keep going. What was it like? Like, did they give you a recommendation, or was like, hey, you want to catch up? And I'll give you a recommendation.
No, they gave me a recommendation, or the way they phrased it was, let me know if you're interested, and I'm happy to introduce you to my contact, and then also would love to catch up with you. Kind of.
So you don't get the contact unless.
And maybe if I responded to the email and I said, hey, cool, introduce me. Well, then they ask for my email, which they get.
Oh, wow.
It's the long game. It's
pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now you can get added to a newsletter. You can get added to an outreach sequence.
Yeah, definitely an outreach sequence. Then I got a different one, which is, hey, I'm working with a client that might be a fit for you. Oh. And then I'm like, okay, here's like, what's the situation? They tell me the situation. I give them my ideas. I'm like, yeah, that could work. But then they come back with, actually, they're like, it's not published yet. So, I'm like, so they sound like they're a little bit too early if they don't even have anything published yet, but you're trying to have this conversation with me. So I'm just getting like weird vibes like that.
I actually was liking that outreach because there's a little social proof with it, right? There's like, I'm working with this CPA and actually I can introduce you. So it's a good fit for them because it actually gives their client business if they're a real client. And then also like, if you love the CPA, it's like, oh shoot. All right. Like that's good looks. Like that's great.
Yeah.
And then maybe, but I mean, obviously you don't, you're not going to buy, I don't know, just probably not the right ICP there, but.
Yeah. So anyway, that is, that's interesting.
That said, I do think there is something to, if someone gave you a recommendation and you liked them and went with them, you'd probably be very grateful.
Yeah.
You might not take the sales call, but it's better than nothing. Like there's an in there. Like you'll remember this person for thanking you for that. I will remember,
although I'm meeting with so many CPAs that I've forgotten who's referred who. Fair. So today I was talking to this one guy and I kept mentioning the person that referred him, but the guy would never respond to that part or say like, yeah, that person's so great. And I've worked with them for many years. And I'm like, shit, am I saying the wrong person that referred them? So, yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't trust my memory to remember stuff like that, but I would be grateful regardless. Whoever was that referred me. Okay. As we're on the funny train, let's move to closed one.
Ooh la la. CW.
Closed one.
All right. Closed one. First off, we got Brendan Short, founder of The Signal. This could be interesting if this is true. He says, a guy in X just built a way to get paid to wait. The Claude Code spinner might be the most watched line on earth. Quick side note, cannot stand the Claude Code waiting. Or Claude anything. When I have to wait, it's brutal. So I turned it into an ad marketplace. Advertisers bid on it. You keep 50% of the money. Install the extension. Get cash from ads. Introducing kickbacks. Absolutely savagery. So there's a little video here starting off with a bunch of like, this is, comments from about it. But basically, so if you're in Claude Code, there's like that, it's doing something, but instead of it showing like, all right, it's on its way, ad shows up. So in theory, kickbacks.ai will allow you to put an ad there. 50% goes to kickback and then 50% goes to you.
Wow.
Oh, wait. How would that go? How would it go to you?
No, 50% goes to the company. And I have a couple of things here. One on the idea itself, which is fantastic. Eventually, the LLMs will probably cut this company out. They want to do it. So it won't last. Second, this guy didn't even make it, but he is just like clout farming on the post, which is a strategy that I think is interesting, right? That's not even his video. He's just lifted straight from Twitter. But who is this? Tried it and booked a meeting. Stop it.
Like tried and like advertised?
That has to be fake. You know what's funny is that article on the guy who was like a pro at identifying deep fakes. And he says he can't rely on his eyes anymore. I feel like that sometimes. I'm like, what is real? What isn't real? It's all merging together, and I'm reporting on it anyway.
Because you can easily create this very fast. Like,
yeah.
This is a video you can create and like this image, you can create this very fast.
Yeah.
You can literally, it's
yesterday my son goes, Mom, can you tell me a story about poop? I'm like, what the heck? Okay. So I literally put in ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, give me a story about poop to tell this 4-year-old. And it came up with this story with pictures of how like there's a poop named Ploop who doesn't want to get flushed. But then when he gets flushed, he realizes that it goes and he gets cleaned, and then he's used to grow flowers and trees. And so like, thank you. The earth is saying thank you to Ploop for being pooped. And now my son obviously already loves poop and is like, wow, it's great to poop now in the potty, which is like freaking... Right. So like you can just literally take any idea and just make some shit up. Not that that isn't true, but like you can just tell it, hey, make me a campaign dashboard for this, and it'll just show something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Insane.
Speaking of deep fakes, so this is from Linus Belliunas.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
He takes a screenshot of a Twitter kind of feed, but he says, thanks to Claude Fable 5, some founders just pulled off the fastest AI pivot in history. From AI replaced my team to culture is our moat. And 1 weekend is phenomenal. Some AI founders are just built different. So it's a feed of X on Friday, someone posting, just replaced my entire team with Claude Fable 5. Saturday happens, Claude Fable 5 suspended. Monday, same exact founder. Building great companies has always been about people. AI is just a tool. To be clear, it's fake because it even says May 16th, 2025. But this is also
so good.
True. I'm sure there was posts where like, I just, Claude Cable outreach is cooked. Claude Fable 5 just replaced my whole sales team. Yeah. I can guarantee you those posts are out there. And then I'm sure they changed their mind a few days later.
That would be freaking hilarious. I bet you how many people, I mean, we should be able to find that on LinkedIn with all the posts that's like Fable 5 replaced my...
I'm sure you can find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll follow up with that.
Okay. All right. What's next?
Next up, Roxy Rocks.
Yeah. What's up, Rox?
Very short and sweet here. I read in comments with a Z that I should start making more mistakes in my posts so people don't think it's AI. Amazing. Honestly, we spend years learning how to write and then train AI to right lick us. Now we need bad grammar and typos so people believe we are real humans. Yay. The reason I was doing it because she's putting misspellings all over.
So she's doing on purpose typos.
Yes.
Just to prove that she wrote it as a human. So obviously making fun of the fact that we can no longer write normally, although Tim still is very firmly in the no one uses M dashes in real life camp.
Or choppy sentences. I don't really care about M dashes anymore. I'm over it.
Oh,
the choppy sentence. If I see it, I promise you are not writing 3-word sentences over and over again. You don't do that. You are not doing that.
What about using the words quietly?
Well, everyone does that.
Everyone does quietly.
That has been a thumbnail word for 10 years.
Oh.
It's like a hot take.
It's like hot take. Okay.
It's like hot take or like, no, I don't know who needs to hear this. Like this is what before AI. This
is
just like
I do
bullshit.
remember that. I remember the like, I don't know who needs to hear this. I've used that before.
Yeah, but, I'm sure you have.
But like, even today I saw a post that Sarah was like, she's like that writer. She's really famous. But she goes, her post was, babe, are you okay? You've used quietly like 30 times in your, 3-minute post or whatever today. And I commented and I said, if I'm brutally honest, I'm not okay. And then she goes, she responded with something and I was like, yeah, it's not intuition. It's not prediction. It's intuition. And we just kept going because like, these are just the AI tells now, and it's so funny because like, I didn't care before, but now that you see it so much, I'll see people that I know and respected as creators, like big creators. I'll text you who I'm thinking of. And I just see it all over their posts. And I'm like, no, you are selling writing as your thing. and like you're doing it for tons of money and it's lazy. You're being lazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I also go back and forth because we outsource things forever. Like it's not, I don't know. I get it. Moving on.
Okay, moving on.
This one's from Helena Langdon. I asked Claude Fable 5. Yeah, well, I asked Mambo number 5. And it said a little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's all I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man. I didn't get it at first. I get it now.
What?
You loved that for some reason.
I
A little bit
friggin-
of da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes,
I get it.
I
Yeah.
laughed so hard. And her first comment says, just want to say sorry to Angela, Pamela, Monica, Erica, Monica. Sorry.
Monica.
Yeah. Because it's so freaking funny. And I honestly wish I thought of shit like this before.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Mary said, you called?
You called? Oh my
Oh,
God.
Mary. That's close one. Not a close lost.
That's closed one. Look at us. Snappy docketing.
Yeah. Ruthless.
Ruthless prioritization. Tell us
Right.
what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of. We do a lot of guests on the Marketer's Exit. Do you want to see more guests on Notorious B2B? Our Chelsea episode did really well. So
Chelsea's great.
maybe you'll be replaced.
I hope so. I'm waiting for everyone to replace me. That'd be great.
All right. Retention.
All right. Peace.
And shout out to Vector, the only way to build ad audiences by name and escape the chokehold that native ad targeting has on your budget. I added that last part in, but it's true. Go check them out at vector.co.